All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. So let me send this back to Adam so that we can continue on with the. Hopefully, it works this time. We were having some technical issues, so hopefully, it works this time. Because y'all know IG be on their BS sometimes, and I don't know what happened, but both of my interviews are up right now with Jason and Leon. So make sure you guys go and check them out. Give it a second, ladies and gentlemen. Give it a minute. All right, and he's back. Let me see if it will allow me to add him back in now. Let's.
There we go.
There we are. It's IG won't let us be good, Adam. They just won't. They just won't. And we're back. We're back. You were telling us about production and getting more so behind the lens than in front of the lens.
Right. That's going to be my next venture in the 2022, 2023, and so on. I love I love acting, but I feel like the more I grow as a producer and as a director, it's going to open up opportunities for acting along the way. So, I mean, it's always going to be there. So yeah, that's definitely in the cards, and we got a big project that we're going to be working on in the summer of 2022. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to start casting for that.
All right. And I'm doing that because it's lips are sealed. I know you don't want to get into really much detail, so you guys should stay tuned. So we're talking about 2022 going into the new year. What is something that you would like to manifest going into the new year? What is something or someone that you would like to work with? Is there any actors out here that you would love to work with going into the new year of 2022?
I think there's not a actor in the world, black or white, who wouldn't want to work with Denzel Washington. Someone who is
Mm,
uh, a legend, and here's somebody that could have hid behind, his charm and his looks, because the ladies love him. Uh, Back in the day, my mom was one of those, went crazy over Denzel, but he didn't hide behind that. What I mean, he actually had talent too. What I mean, same thing with Leonardo DiCaprio. The ladies love Leonardo DiCaprio, but he didn't
yeah.
hide behind his good looks and his charm. He actually delivered some talent. So, yeah, but I would say, Denzel Washington is someone I would want to work with. Who else? My goodness, it's it's a lot. Wesley Snipes, somebody I would want to work with. Um, Bruce Willis is somebody I would want to work with. Yeah, it's quite a few, but I would say Denzel is definitely at the top of that list. And
Okay. Okay. Go
if
ahead.
I
I'm
wanted to,
sorry.
and it something if I wanted to manifest, anything going into 2022, it would be just energy, overall energy. Because when you sit back and you're pushing for your dreams and it gets stagnant, you can end up getting depressed. You know what I mean? Because nothing's happening. So I just want to manifest that energy to just keep going, keep fighting, and just never ever give up. Because when you stop and wonder why things ain't happening, guess what? Nothing's going to happen because you stop. So if I can manifest anything in 2022 is to have this prolonged energy, because I've never quit, I've never gave up. So I just want to keep it going. I don't want to get discouraged. So I just want to manifest that energy into 2022 and beyond.
And speaking of keep going, this man that I'm sitting here with right here is he packs a powerful punch. He's also an MMA fighter. So you want to tell everyone a little bit about that as well too, mixed martial arts, because that determination, that passion, that strength that athletes need. Because I just did an interview with Jason Olive, who was on Tyler Perry's For Better or For Worse, and Leon Walker, who's a comedian as well. And these guys are both athletes. So with strength comes determination. What gives you the strength to keep going? Because we're in some crazy times. Like we've got this new variant and so many things. Like we've never expected this pandemic to affect a lot of content creators as it does right now, you know, with these set guides and regulations. So how have you been managing it? And how does your athletism take a play into that as well too?
I manage it by reading as much as possible. I love to read. Um, my business partner, some recommendations for books years ago, and he would always talk about the art of war. Got to read the art of war. Got to read the art of war. And I'm like 21, 22 years old. I don't care about sitting down reading a book. I just want to go out, party, and drink and do me. But I took time to read it because no, he's a smart dude. I trusted his judgment, and he was right. I read that first book, and then it led to just a string of other books that gave me clarity on a lot of issues. And one thing about the art of war, where Sun Tzu, he speaks about being on death. He says when an army has their back against the wall, that an army of 100, they're going to fight harder than an army of 1,000 because their back is against the wall. They're on death ground. So basically, what he said is, you fight when you got no choice. With everything going on, the pandemic and everything going on in politics and streets, I mean, what are you going to do? Like, you can't just give up. You got to keep going. You got to. And I feel like with that pressure, you know, it gets some people going. You know how they say when the going get tough, the tough get going. Well, I'm going. I see what's going on around me, and I got like none of us have a choice. You can either fold or you can pick yourself up and just keep going, keep fighting. And it's hard out here. And another thing is, one thing that motivates me is the power of the human spirit. We have been through much more darker times than, I mean, we had a period called the Dark Ages, called medieval times. And so throughout the course of human history, we've dealt with more serious things than this. So I'm confident and I'm faithful that the human spirit will persevere. And, you know, we are not a weak society. And I just want to contribute to the strength of men, particularly black men, that's going to carry us and get us through these, you know, these troubling times. And as far as like, you know, with my athleticism, I learned a lot in MMA. You can't just, there are times where a fighter's going to take you down. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Every fight starts on the feet, but if you end up on the ground, you're back against the cage or you're back on the mat, what are you going to do? You're going to stay. You're going to stay there. Like you train for this fight 4 to 6 months. You just going to lay there, or are you going to get up, or are you going to keep fighting? And I always hear my coach's voice in my head on that one fight when my back hit the mat, because he knew the guy was going to try to take me down and just hold me there. The moment my back hit the mat, I hear his voice, get up, get up, get up. And that's my favorite part of that fight. And it's on YouTube, Adam Roberts versus Joe Petishnak. You'll see, it's like in the third round, the moment my back hits the ground, you hear my coach screaming and I get right back up. And whenever I need like an extra boost of motivation, I watch that fight and I watch that particular part. And it reminds me what I'm capable of. And yeah, that gives me the energy that I hope to manifest in 2022.
Oh yeah, for sure. You need to have someone in your ear that is going to keep you there and motivated. More importantly, a strong support system. And I can't tell you not,
Okay.
Adam, how important that family is to me 100%. Like, and shout outs to my girl Felicia. I know she's watching the interview. That is my very, very best friend. Shout outs to my girlfriend Stephanie, my friends. Just having such a strong support system is very, very important. And I know we can't physically be with each other in person, but thank God for the power of technology. Because of now,
Yeah.
we're now having ways to be able to communicate with one another. And I've seen people just become so creative. And I can't believe that it took all of this for us to even just flex our brains and come up with things. You know, like people have had Christmas meals on Zoom, family dinners on Zoom. Like we've come a long way from beepers and pagers and all of these different things. Like technology is definitely shifting. So
Yeah. My sister, I can see my sister and my brother-in-law watching right now. And we actually were on a Zoom call with them on Christmas, and it felt like they were right there in the living room with us. So yeah, you're right. Technology has come a long way, and it has its downsides. The whole internet thing, but if you know how and what to use the internet for, yeah, it can be a positive attribute in your life. As long as we don't obsess over the internet, and the new technology that's out now. Yeah, I think it could be a positive thing than a negative.
yeah, and people have yes, Tony. Oh, I remember those little razor phones. I remember them too. Me and my mama when I was like what 15, 16. But Stevie, an old woman. Y'all think I'm young, but I'm 28. And um, we come a long way from that. We've come a long way. I just said in the interview with Leon that pretty soon in 2030, I predicted they're probably going to come out with flying computers. Who knows what they're going to come up with because everything is touchscreen now. So who knows what they're going to do with technology? You've got cars that are actually in auto control or what is it, pilot mode that can drive themselves. They'll be like, hell no, I don't want no car driving me. So yeah, I mean, technology has definitely shifted. So my next question for you is, with being away, you being, an actor and being on set, what is it like having to balance, with being away from family and then being on set as well too? Have you kept in touch with your family while filming and things?
Oh yeah, and my family, they're pretty scattered. And I got family in Texas, family in Maryland. I still got family in Philly. I do my best to keep in contact with them and let them know everything that's going on. It hasn't been too much recently because of COVID, but every time I drop like an independent film or a short film, they always know about it. I'll post it on my social media and they'll check up on it, and I'll put it on YouTube. They'll see it. Like in my last short film, I actually had a picture of my nephew because I needed a picture of a teenager, and I decided to use him. And my sister, she was able to just send that to me. Boom, I was able to pick up on my production. But yeah, I try my best to keep in contact with them and keep them in the loop with everything that's going on because they excited for me, they rooting for me. So, and that's another reason why I can't just roll over. I got people rooting for me, so I mean I can't let them down.
Tony said, Philly in the house. I knew I detected an accent. I was trying to think whether it was New York or Philly. I was like, he's got an accent. It's definitely got to be from Philadelphia. So,
Yeah, I'm from Philadelphia. Currently in South Jersey at the moment, but I'll be moving back to PA pretty soon. I'm actually in Philadelphia right now. I still work out here, but yeah, Philadelphia, born and raised. It's cold out here.
yes. And that's another thing, the cold front. Make sure you guys, please, y'all, dress warm. The weathers have been shifty and so much thing. I'm in South Carolina, so I'm near Myrtle Beach near the water. Y'all already know what is given down here. So, y'all, make sure y'all dress warm for the weather. Definitely. So,
Mm.
next question for you is, what is something that you would love to leave behind in 2021 going into the new year of 2022? Because everybody, I create vision boards and I love to put whatever I'm putting out there in the universe on my vision board. So, what's something that you would like to leave behind in 2021?
Leave behind. So you mean leave behind in the sense of just totally drop and dismiss and be done with, right?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Um, Negative influences, um, and basically negative people who are unwilling to grow, because that's all I'm about. And who are going to stagnate my growth, or people who are stagnating their own growth, these are the people that I want to, leave behind. Because some people, we hate to say it, we grew up with them, but we just you grow apart because you start to realize you don't have anything in common anymore. So yeah, anyone that's not growing on the same level as I am, or have the same ambitions, or who just want to sulk in their misery, or who just want to, do the selling routine. These are the people I gotta leave behind. The people who are constantly making excuse, be it the government or the white man. Like I don't got time for people like that. Everything is on you. It starts with you. It starts with us, the black community. I'm just leaving behind anybody who is not moving forward and just wants to sit around, wait for handouts, and just blaming everyone else for their problems. Because that type of mentality stagnates growth, and I can't afford to stagnate my growth. I'm 38 years old, and I just want to learn as much as I can in this one life I have to live, and pass that knowledge down to my nieces, my nephews, and one day my children. So
Absolutely. I'm reading some of the comments. Everybody's agreeing with you 100%. Tony says big facts. I have a lot of people who see me being an actor as a side hustle rather than a career. And that's another thing. People who do not take your passion seriously. Um, I wanted to do this because I knew that there wasn't many platforms that showcase black content creators, black actors, black actresses, black musicians,
right.
um, so many different things out there. I wanted a platform where black actors and actresses and entertainers can come and promote their projects or whatever it is that they're working on. This is all about the year supporting black-owned businesses, and that's what this entire pandemic has taught me. Yeah, I'm a Fashion Nova girl. I wear my Fashion Nova and things like that. But I've learned to support black owned fashion brands and things like that. Support black owned, whether it's food, restaurants, whatever it is. Support everything black. Like, yes, support the people because we had the first Black Wall Street. And I'm glad you mentioned that. That's what it made me think about when you said the white man is holding you back. But we had the first Black Wall Street. We built this. So everything that we worked so hard for, we're not going to let it go to waste. We're going to let you know that we're here. This is our time. We built this, and this is our money. So we're Americans just like anybody else. So let us know that what we're doing is making noise as well too. So that's why I created Style by Stevie. And yes, everybody sees the woman. They see my face as the foal, but I also have two male co-hosts. So I said, in order to have a conversation in the black community, it takes a black woman and it takes a black man. I'm the black woman to have that conversation with. And my male co-hosts, Johnny and Marco, shout outs to them, are the black men to have the conversation with. That's how we need to do it. So speaking of which, in the next part of the conversation, we're going to shift gears here and we're going to have some fun, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're going to take some audience questions. We're going to do something called a rapid fire. And Adam has to tell me 5 things that he can't live without. And then in the next segment is where it gets a little spicy and fiery. The tables are about to be turned in a segment I like to call Turn the Tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me questions uncensored and unfiltered, as many questions as they want to. I have no choice but to answer them. Thank God my 2 co-hosts are not here today because they would be poking and prodding trying to find out more. So take it away, Adam. 5 things you can't live without.
5 things I can't live without. Let me see. Number one, pasta. uh, Number two, I would say film. I love I love movies. I love the whole film industry. Three, books, particularly books written by philosophers. The Sun Tzu's and the Niccolo Machiavellis, and even Robert Greene, who is a modern day philosopher. Uh, what's that? Three? Hmm. Two more things that I can't live without. Well, should have been number
Mm-hmm.
one. Unfortunately, my sister watching. Family.
She gonna get you.
I know. I should
She
have
gonna
been number
get you.
one. I'm sorry, sis. That should have been number one. Can't live without my family. And what? Finally, I would say freedom. Freedom in the sense of being able to think what I want and move however I want. Because I see a lot of people will try to box you in a particular way of thinking. It depends on where you're from. When people live together, they end up thinking the same way. And if I didn't have freedom of thought, I would go crazy because I would feel like I was, a slave. So yeah, that's freedom, family, books, pasta, and I forgot what the other one was. But yeah, they can run it back. Those are five things I can't live without. Maybe I should have said family twice.
All right. Yes, because your sister in the comments saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get you." I already imagine it in my mind. She is going to be throwing rocks at this screen right now. Like, well, what?
I'm sorry.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it is time to turn those tables. But before we turn those tables, Adam said something that really stood out to me, and that is not giving up. I'm going to give you guys a quote, and I want you guys to remember this. And this comes from Madam C.J. Walker. Don't sit down and wait for opportunities to come. Get up and make them. So whatever you're working on, your passion, go out there and go for it. I just wanted to say that. But it is time to turn those tables, ladies and gentlemen. My heart is beating so fast. So, Adam,
You ready? I
it
couldn't
is
hear
your
you.
time to ask me some questions. Yes, it is your time to ask some questions. It is time to turn those tables. He gets to ask as many questions as he wants.
Ah, okay. When was the last time you been in a fight? We talking about my fighting background. Like, you ever been in like a real?
I no, no, I haven't really. I mean, I've had. You know how women are. We have attack like, oh, she's throwing shade, a little eye roll, little moment like that. But I haven't really gotten into any physical altercation. If need be, yes. Don't let this pretty face fool you. These nails and this hair will come off gladly. I'm 5'7", 200 pounds, so I'm a tall, curvy girl. But yes,
It's like no, never like a serious scrap though.
never. I'm not really the type to do alter. But my brother, on the other hand, he's a Capricorn. And y'all already know how they
Hmm.
get down and what they about. Me, I'm a Scorpio. So I mean, if somebody puts their hands on me or something like that, yeah, I will, defend myself. But I've never really fought anyone. Maybe in middle school. Let me tell you that. Maybe in middle school, I tried to fight this bully. I just chased him around the playground, and that was about it. But yeah,
Okay.
not as
Who's
of recently. Yeah.
and
Go ahead,
my
Tar.
next question, who who would your favorite actor be?
Y'all already know the answer to this one. I'm gonna go with Viola Davis. I'm gonna go with Viola Davis. That woman, when she gets on screen, it's just something about her. It's magic, and
Yeah.
if you guys seen the episode of How to Get Away with Murder when she pulled the whole wig off and took everything off, powerful moment. Just Viola Davis. I don't know. That woman, she brings these characters to life and you can feel it. Like another one I would say, I was gonna say Angela Bassett, but these women are triple threats. Both of them, triple threats, unmatched. So I'm gonna go with Viola.
Oh yeah, I love Viola Davis. She is amazing. And she killed it in Fences. She was amazing in that when she was
Mm.
side by side with Denzel. So yeah, I give you that. Um, so you're in South Carolina. My mom just moved from South Carolina. Uh, you actually like it there? Were you born and raised in South
I
Carolina?
love it down here. Yep, born and raised, but here's a little backstory. To my father is from New York. I have family in Brooklyn. Y'all know Brownsville, five boroughs, all that. I have family all over New York. So yes, that's where the majority of my family is. But my immediate family, like my aunts and uncles, were born and raised down here in South Carolina. This is my mom's family, and I also have a brother in North Carolina as well too. So yeah.
Oh, okay. And
Mm-hmm.
I guess have you ever been arrested?
Mm-mm. I'm a good girl. I'm an angel. But the only time that devilish side comes out is like I said, if he asked me, like he said, when did I get into any fights? That's the only time that side will come out. But other than that, I've
Hmm.
learned to just be chill and restrain yourself. But back in the day when I was maybe like 16, I would fight. I would mean I thought I could fight everybody. But there was one time that I did stand up to this football player because I was bullied a lot throughout my childhood. This was in high school. And just imagine this 5'7" little son standing up to this 6'4" ginormous football player and calling him out on his mess. And my girlfriend Felicia, if you're watching, she was there when it happened. But yeah, and then I looked back, or I had to look back over my shoulder, like, okay, am I in the clear? Because that was the boldest, bravest thing I've ever done. Because I'm not a fighting person, I use my words, but not my fists. But I would love to learn how to train myself, especially being a woman, and so many things going on with women getting robbed and things out here. So definitely, I would love to learn to defend myself. But yeah, if need be.
Oh, okay. Well, that's always good to know how to defend yourself if need be. I try to use my words, but sometimes they don't always work, and
Mm-mm,
you just gotta be prepared for anything. So yeah, I guess that's all the questions I got.
absolutely. All right, let me read some of these comments. That was pretty good. Your sister says Viola is amazing. Yes, I could go on. It's a lot of actresses that I love. I love Holly Berry. Um, I love Regina King. I love Issa Rae. Issa Rae is doing her thing. It is so many. I could go on and on, but Viola, it's just something about Viola and Angela Bassett. Like they have that fire. And when they're portraying these women on characters, whether it's the mom or the FBI agent or whatever it is, they bring these characters to life. Like I know y'all seen Angela get hands on 911 on the show 911, where she literally dug her hand. I'm not even gonna get into details, but y'all have to watch it. But Angela, she is a beast. So yeah.
Yeah, Angela Bassett, she won't just cry during her performance. She will cry and
Mm-mm.
have the snot coming down her nose and the drool coming out her mouth. And you'll look at it and it's just so authentic. It's so authentic. She fully immerses herself in the roles. If I had to choose between her or Viola, I honestly, I don't even know that they're both such amazing actresses. But I would give it to Viola by a small margin. As far as like their delivery and how they um, give out their real dramatic scenes. They're real good at the real dramatic scenes. Her and Angela Bassett. So
And we're back. We went out for a second. Yes, I was saying
Okay.
in Wait and Exhale for my ladies. Y'all have seen it in Wait and Exhale. Y'all already know what Angela's giving. Baby, all I'm gonna say is you left me for a white woman. So yeah, y'all know what Angela's giving. And
uh,
oh yes, Octavia Spencer. Shout outs to her and my girl Taraji P. Henson. Shout outs to her as well too. She's also a beast. These
yeah.
ladies are out here killing it. Carrie Kerry Washington is another one as well too. So give all these ladies their flowers. Um, Definitely. Do we have any questions for Adam before we conclude this amazing interview? We have done 4 interviews in one day. We've got one more coming up next, and it is Demetrius Likes. So this was so unprecedented. This was unexpected. I never planned to schedule all 4 interviews in one day, but it's so worth it because I'm having a blast. So
Yeah.
ties in perfectly.
Cool.
All right. Any last question, ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude?
Yeah, this
Waiting on
this
the
was fun. We
audience
got
to
to do
chime
this
in.
again.
Solo underscore Knox wants to know who's your biggest influence, for me or Adam? Solo. And can it be someone
That's my
famous or go ahead, I'm sorry.
that's my little brother. Solo.
Oh, you
That's my
got your
little
brother
brother.
and your sister. Family, see. See how important family is?
Uh,
Great
well,
interview. Blessings for
if I
prosperous 2022. Thank you.
if I had to answer who is my biggest influencer, I mean, I got a lot. It would have to be Robert Greene. He is he's my favorite author, and between him and Thomas Sowell, who is another easily my number 2 favorite author. So yeah, Robert Greene, Thomas Sowell. These are some of my biggest influencers. Robert Greene gave me a lot of clarity on things that I deal with on a daily basis, and clarity over things you don't really get upset over too much. So yeah, Robert Greene. To answer my brother's
Oh,
question.
it's for both. Okay, he asked both of us. Okay, for me, I'm gonna go with the late Bell Hooks and what she stood for. I'm gonna go with Marsha P. Johnson. I'm gonna go with Maya Angelou. I'm gonna go with Toni Morrison, my mom, of course. Um, and I'm also gonna go with Malcolm X. These are people who
Brother
stood and
Malcolm.
fought for something. So for me, being bold and outspoken, I'm gonna go with Rihanna as well too, because I love how unapologetic all of these people that I just named are. They don't care, and they go and they fight for what is right. And me, I'm all about giving people equality, equal opportunity, which is what I want for every Black person of color. And those are gonna be my choices.
Good choices.
Your sister wants to know your favorite Will Smith film and why.
Why she want to know that? My sister goofy. My favorite Will Smith. Well, it would have been Matrix if he didn't turn it down. I don't know why he did that, but my favorite Will Smith movie probably be the first Bad Boys. Not so much the second one. The second one was a little too commercial for me. The first one was genuine comedy. It was a genuine story. It was a genuine soundtrack. It didn't just have Puff Daddy on it because Puff Daddy has Bad Boy Records and you had Bad Boys the movie. So no, it was more creative. The bad guys, the villains, she knows the villains. No, we quote that movie all the time. No, Touche, the French guy. No better villains in the first one. So yeah, he gave a good performance. So My favorite Will Smith movie would be the very first Bad Boys movie, I would say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Any last questions before we conclude this interview? It is almost 4 p.m. This is the last interview. I think I might do an outfit change after this.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm looking now, making sure that we got everything. All right, so we don't have any more questions. I'm going to let Adam give us some encouraging words in the interview and then leave his contact so that everybody can be able to follow him and support his projects that are coming up into the new year. So, for you being an athlete, Adam, I want you to tell everyone some encouraging words of wisdom, from your standpoint as an athlete, because I know it's all about perseverance, determination, and not giving up in order to win that fight.
Well, you basically get back, and this is not just in sports, this is life in general. You get back what you put out. I'm going to say that again. You get back what you put out. If you are the type of person that I was talking about, who just sits back, complains, the self-loathing, wonder why things aren't changing, it's because you're just sitting there hating yourself. The more I train, the better a fighter I was. And that's with everybody in the gym. When we had a fight coming up, we knew which one of our guys had fights coming up because they were beating everybody up in the gym. We would spar, we would grapple, we would do drills in the cage, and we would see who was in phenomenal shape, who had that killer instinct, and we would just be able to point them out. We didn't even have to ask because we just knew that this person is putting in work and he's trashing everybody. And then, the following, month and a half later, it would be another group of guys that would be beating up those groups of guys now because now they got fights coming up. So that right there just showed me it was self-evident. You get back what you put out. So to everybody who has goals, even if those goals scare you, my goals scare me. Like, acting is just a half of it. Y'all don't know what's going on up in here. Like, I got a lot of things that I want to do. Whatever your goals are, you got to put the work into it, period. Stop sitting back. Stop complaining. Stop making excuses, okay? Because excuses are just, they're going to stop you from growing, period. And they're just going to be the reason why you fail because you're not even trying. So you get back what you put out. Put it out there. If you want something big, if you want to accomplish something big, well, then you're going to have to put in a lot of work and you're going to have to put that energy out there. And trust me, you will get it back. You have no choice but to get it back. So just put the work out there, put that vibe out there, let people know that you're serious about what you plan to accomplish, and you will accomplish it. But don't sit back and complain. Don't sit back and point fingers. Don't sit back and just wonder why things aren't panning out. And meanwhile, you're not doing anything to make it pan out. Get off your butt and let's put this work in. Link up with me, Adam-Roberts on Facebook, Channel on Instagram. I want to meet y'all. If you are the person that wants to get up 4 or 5 in the morning and start, listen, let's get our day going. Let's go, man, because these are the people I need to be around. I'm on a different type of time. I'm not sitting around complaining about anything. I'm putting this work in. So I want to be around people who are going to put the work in and who got that killer instinct and who's just going to accomplish everything that we're setting out to accomplish. Because if you think about it, it really isn't hard. It just takes persistence. It just takes repetition. So come on, y'all. Let's do it. Link up with me. Let's go. I'm ready.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard that, and let everyone know where they can follow you so they can be in point with your projects coming up and things.
Yeah, Adam-Roberts on Facebook and Channel on Instagram. I'll post up, I post up all of my projects on Instagram, and my YouTube is 360 Media Films. I have 3 films on there right now. You can go check it out. 360 Media Films on YouTube. and that's our channel, and all of our projects will be coming out on that. And like I said, we got a big one coming up in the summertime, and that's going to be the biggest production we've ever done as a company, me and my business partner. So definitely look out for that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and yeah, man, link up with me if y'all want to work, because that's what we doing over here. No excuses, we working.
And the marathon and the grind continues, ladies and gentlemen. We've got one more interview for today. Our next special guest is a model and actor. Demetrius Likes will be joining me at 4 p.m. It is almost time, ladies and gentlemen. And make sure you keep these words into your mind and ingest them, because this is what we need is perseverance. Do not give up. Definitely keep going. We love you all, and thank you, Adam, for just coming on here and just giving people some gems and nuggets. It was so great conversating with you, and I definitely will be keeping in touch with you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Go refresh those drinks and come back. The